What's up, Bears? Eric here, and we got to talk about this NICKMERC's fazeclan drama that's going on right now. Now, I get it. I don't talk about gaming on my channels, really, but I am a gamer. I am. I just don't make content about gaming. But this is just too big to overlook, and let me explain why. This is an example of some person with an extremely large platform once again using it to spread absolute lies, misinformation, disinformation about an entire group of people with no proof of it whatsoever. It's like they just type out something that's a lie, provide no proof of it, and walk away from it like it's just okay, because it doesn't matter to them, because they're not talking about their own community. They're talking about an entire different group of people who are already being treated poorly, already being attacked, being harassed, being subjected to all this bullshit. They do that and they walk away like it's just okay. Luckily, in this situation, it seems like there's some accountability in place. There's something that's happening that I feel like is good. It's good that this is that things are happening to hold someone accountable. Now, the thing is that Nick is such a large person in terms of, like, you know, what he does online. Who knows how much of this is actually going to affect him? Because of course he's got the defenders out there going, oh, it's just his opinion. It's just his opinion, right? It's not. It's a lie. It's a lie about a community of people. An opinion would be, I like Pizza Hut pizza better than Domino's pizza. That would be an opinion. The difference in that and what's happening here is it's like someone saying Pizza Hut pizza is good because Domino's pizza puts dog shit in their pizza. They don't put dog shit in their pizza, but they say that and they walk away and go, I just said it. It's just my opinion. It's not an opinion. It's just a lie. Let's get into this. Activision pulls fazeclan streamer NICKMERC's skin from Call of Duty following anti-LGBTQI plus tweet. We're focused on celebrating pride with our employees and our community. Let's scroll down to what happened here. So NICKMERC's a fazeclan member who has 6.7 million followers on Twitch and 2 million on Twitter, again, very large platform, replied to a tweet from esports broadcaster Chris Puckett that showed a clash between anti and pro LGBTQ plus demonstrators outside of school voting to recognize June as Pride Month. Let's call it out for what it is. There were Proud Boys members there. They were there. They were bussed in specifically to cause a problem. They're not part of that school district. They were there to attack actual people that live in that community. Keep in mind that's important, because that means that the pushback that the community was giving them was from people that don't even live there. But they're doing this to create this illusion that there is actually big pushback. That's what they do. It's all smoke and mirrors. NICKMERC's tweeted, they should leave little children alone. That's the real issue. Which is, again, a lie. A tweet like that with no actual citation, no proof, no context is just propaganda against the queer community. That's all it is. And anyone that says this is doing the same thing. They're using doctored videos. They're using fake sources. They are not citing any real studies, any proof of this at a scale that requires this kind of attention on it in a way that needs to marginalize an entire group of people for something, or they say is happening, that isn't actually happening. They're using it to create this narrative that it is happening and that they need to oppress queer people because of this, while ignoring actual real problems that are happening when it comes to children. This is the part that makes me so angry. Of course people want kids to be safe, but these people are ignoring the actual real problem that is going on right now when it comes to children. You know what? I'm not even going to get into that, because the reality is they all know this. The vast majority of them know that what they're doing is wrong, and there's nothing that I could say to make them change their narrative, because they're just homophobic, transphobic, and bigoted, and this is their gateway into that, because there's nothing more polarizing than trying to use the think of the children fallacy, because that's what they like to do. They like to do that. But let's take a look. Let's take a look at something we actually should be focused on, because if you're boycotting anything, if you're asking for things to be removed, maybe it should be the church. Maybe you should be boycotting the church. Maybe you should be looking into churches. Maybe that's where you should be going. Because here's the thing. Since the beginning of the year, I've been on Twitter just sort of bookmarking the bigger stories that come out in regards to what's happening with kids, because I saw this going in January and I thought, you know what, it'd probably be in my best interest at some point to talk about some of the real problems that are happening. So let's just scroll through a few of the bookmarks that I made right now, since we're so concerned about kids. Catholic priest pleads guilty to CP charges. Okay, that was just June 8th. Here's one from June 7th. A teacher, school board candidate, and Christian ministry worker has been charged with 11 felony CA charges. 3 of the 4 children were black, and she used racial slurs during the abuse. She's facing charges of that and that. Here we go on the 7th. A Catholic priest gets 6 years on CS charges. Interesting. Oh, here's a really good one here. Michael Dolce, 53, founder of Protect Our Kids, arrested for allegedly downloading material. Interesting. Here's another one. Major Justin Sigmund, Virginia Sheriff's Department, did something with a 9-year-old niece on a cruise ship during a family trip. It was filmed by a passenger and by ship's cameras. Oh, here's another one here. A pastor sentenced to 6 years. 6 years. Let's go down here. Members of Britain's worst ever CSA gang are jailed for 190 years. I'm still waiting for the drag queens, the trans people, the gay people. Where's all of this fit into this narrative at a large scale? Or is it mostly happening, I don't know, with people in positions of authority, people in churches? It seems like there's a running pattern here. Look, 8 Florida men were arrested on CP. Polk County Sheriff's Computer Crime Unit ran an operation to arrest predators using tips from the NC for missing and endangered children. Look, wow, so many drag queens. Look at that, just right over there performing children's story hour. Look at that. That is amazing to me, right? Here's one. Texas school superintendent busted in a sting. I'm guessing not a drag queen, not somebody in the queer community. Here we go. Man who tried to ban LGBTQ books from schools now faces CM charges. Wow. Wow. Look at this one here. Feds arrest Wisconsin pastor on CP charges. Again, religion. Maybe you shouldn't send your kids to church. Maybe you should just keep them out of religion, since there's so much indoctrination and grooming happening in churches. A married teacher gets caught up with a teenage student. Interesting. Look at this one here. Fox News coverage of Target Pride backlash versus SA of Illinois Catholic Church. Look at this. Look at this. Here's the thing. Pride isn't about fucking merchandise, by the way. I think it's really interesting that so many people that hate queer people think that Pride is about rainbow merchandise in corporation stores or like Targets and Walmart and stuff. They think it's about company logos changing or beer cans or whatever. That's not what Pride's about. If that stuff didn't exist, Pride would still happen and Pride merchandise would be sold at Pride events. So it's not even about that. But you folks seem to think it is, but look at how much concern you have over Catholic church abuse. Look at this. SA in Catholic Church over 1,900 minors aid in Illinois. A new report by the Attorney General of Illinois covering decades of names more than 450 credible accused SAs, including priests and lay religious brothers. That's wild, isn't it? Look at that. Roman Catholic priest has been arrested in connection with SA of... You get what I'm saying here? You understand what I'm saying here? This idea, this narrative that the queer community is somehow responsible with drag queens and trans people, are somehow responsible for this mass amount of hate that we keep getting for stuff that isn't happening, while we sit around and watch stuff like this go on and there's no major pushback against it. None of these major networks want to push back against it. None of these pundits on YouTube or on social media want to push back against it. These things I see come up are just fly under the radar. But if you see a rainbow on a wall in a school, all of a sudden everyone's losing their minds about it. It's disingenuous. And this is why people like NICKMERCs and the fazeclan and all of these people, these pundits here on, Candace Owens and all of these anti-fan channels, all these hate channels, they don't care. They are using the whole, think of the children's situation as an anti-queer dog whistle. That is what it is used for. That is how they're getting inside and being oppressive and attacking people and doing it under the guise of something that just is not happening. It is not happening. But this stuff actually is. People are going to jail, people are being arrested, and people are being charged for doing it. This is where the energy should be focused. This is what we should be looking into, not Target carrying rainbow merchandise. All of y'all are idiots. All of y'all are idiots. You're bigoted, you're hateful, and it shows.